If you didn't catch these, we guess you just didn't get the joke. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Joker. For this list, we're taking a look at subtle references and Easter eggs you might have missed in Todd Phillips' Joker. And yes, there most certainly will be spoilers.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
Number 10. Nods to The Killing Joke.
You know, it's funny. This reminds me of a joke.
While the film isn't directly based on a specific DC storyline, the filmmakers clearly borrowed a few pages from Alan Moore and Brian Bolland's The Killing Joke. This acclaimed graphic novel explores a possible backstory for the Joker, although his origins are still left open to interpretation.
Remembering's dangerous. I find the past such a worrying, anxious place. Yes, memory's so treacherous.
In this one-shot, the man who becomes the Joker is a struggling stand-up comedian who takes desperate measures to provide for his pregnant wife. Although his wife is swapped out with a frail mother in this film, Arthur Fleck's character arc otherwise follows a similar trajectory. Just like his Killing Joke counterpart, Arthur fails as a comic and is shunned by the world. But he ultimately emerges from the experience with a deranged smile on his face.
Smile, and maybe tomorrow.
Number 9. A new kind of Arkham.
When there are clouds in the sky.
Arkham Asylum is one of the most iconic locales in the Batman lore. Although Arkham makes an appearance in Joker, it's been given a slightly different name. Instead of an asylum, the establishment is referred to as Arkham State Hospital. This is reminiscent of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, where asylum was dropped from the title in favor of Arkham Home for the Emotionally Troubled. In an over-the-top comic book universe, Arkham Asylum admittedly has a nice ring to it.
I'm taking you back to Arkham Asylum.
For a film that's trying to echo real life, though, it makes sense to change the name to something a bit more sensitive towards those with mental health issues. Arkham Asylum sounds more like a prison than a place where people can receive treatment.
What's so funny? Freak!
Number 8. The Kane Connection. In addition to The Killing Joke, Joker shares a few minor details in common with the novel Batman: The Ultimate Evil. For starters, this book was written by crime author Andrew Vax, who's known for his Burke series. Likewise, one of the detectives who pursues Joker in this film is named Burke. Even more significant, The Ultimate Evil features a social worker named Deborah Kane, who helps Bruce Wayne following his parents' murder. If you look closely at her name tag, you'll notice that Arthur's social worker also goes by Deborah Kane. This surname actually derives from Bob Kane, the co-creator of Batman.
Come on, everybody, let's sing. Come on, Batman.
Number 7. Falling on Hard Times. At one point in the film, Thomas Wayne attends a screening of the 1936 Charlie Chaplin classic Modern Times. On the surface, you wouldn't expect this comedy to share any parallels to a psychological thriller like Joker. In both movies, though, we follow a lower-class man who, despite his best efforts, can't hold down a job and is constantly dumped on by society. Although Modern Times was made in response to the Great Depression, this flies over Thomas Wayne's head. He merely laughs at Chaplin's antics, missing the message at its core. Wayne also overlooks the struggles of Gotham's working class, not to mention Arthur. Who knew there was so much of the little tramp in the Joker? Number 6. Thomas Wayne equals Donald Trump.
Is this a joke to you?
Thomas Wayne is usually portrayed as a sympathetic figure.
But the city's been suffering. People less fortunate than us have been enduring very hard times.
This movie's incarnation, however, is a short-tempered bigwig who looks down on those less successful than him and is thus seen as a fascist. It's safe to say the filmmakers modeled Thomas after Donald Trump, another wealthy businessman who became a controversial politician. As a matter of fact, Thomas was originally going to be played by Alec Baldwin, who regularly impersonates Trump on Saturday Night Live.
I'm like the president of harassment.
When Baldwin dropped out, the role went to Brett Cullen, who previously played Congressman Byron Gilley in The Dark Knight Rises.
Sweetheart, not so fast with the chow.
Actually, seeing as how various outlets have compared the 45th US president to a clown, maybe Arthur was supposed to be a Trump allegory.
All I have are negative thoughts.
Number 5. Pennyworth for your thoughts.
Who the hell is that?
Speaking of Bruce and Arthur, their disturbing first meeting is interrupted by a dedicated employee of the Wayne family. While Bruce's caretaker isn't mentioned by name, anyone remotely familiar with the Batman mythos knows that this is none other than Alfred Pennyworth.
James Gordon. Alfred Pennyworth.
It's confirmed in the film's end credits that actor Douglas Hodge played Bruce's loyal butler. Even before becoming his sole guardian, Alfred keeps a close eye on Master Bruce and is ready to put himself in harm's way for the youngest Wayne. We're just glad that Arthur ran off before he could put a smile on Alfred's face.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Number 4. Familiar faces in Gotham. Joker has a few cameos, including Brian Tyree Henry as an Arkham employee.
What?
If you
Having previously starred in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse,
all units. I want an APB on a new Spider-Man.
Henry stands out as one of the few actors who's appeared in a DC movie and a Marvel movie within a 12-month period.
I stared into the face of my mortal enemy, and the face staring back was my own.
The film also features Justin Theroux of The Leftovers as a guest on Live with Murray Franklin. Theroux's character is notably named Ethan Chase, which may sound familiar if you're a fan of Todd Phillips' comedies. In Due Date, it's revealed that Zach Galifianakis' character is actually named Ethan Chase.
Yeah, this doesn't say Tremblay. This says Ethan Chase.
Oh, jeepers creepers.
While that is a clever in-joke, it takes on another level of brilliance when you consider that Galifianakis also voiced the Joker in the Lego Batman movie.
Probably worth the Google.
Number 3. The Mark of Zorro. Although a few details have been tweaked over the years, most incarnations of Batman depict Thomas and Martha Wayne being shot in Crime Alley after seeing the Mark of Zorro. Zorro becomes one of the most prominent inspirations for Batman, from his black costume to his secret cave to his vigilante nature.
This will remind you that I have been here once and can return.
The masked hero leaves his mark in this movie as well, albeit with a twist. Instead of the 1940 Zorro film, Bruce and his parents attend a screening of Zorro the Gay Blade. This Zorro movie came out in 1981, the same year Joker takes place. The Gay Blade was intended to be a Zorro parody rather than a straightforward swashbuckler, so it likely would have been up the Joker's alley.
Has not struck terror in your heart?
No, senor. But I'm new to the region.
Number 2. Martin Scorsese's influence.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
It's no secret that Joker was heavily inspired by Martin Scorsese, but how exactly does the film pay homage? Scorsese regularly depicts New York as a grimy urban playground, and it provides an ideal shooting location for Gotham here.
We called this set Gotham Square, and this is sort of our version of Times Square, the busy kind of market of Gotham in 1981.
One of Scorsese's most prolific films set in New York is Taxi Driver, which centers on an unstable man obsessed with a senator. This mirrors Arthur's fascination with Thomas Wayne, although the Joker shares even more in common with Rupert Pupkin in The King of Comedy.
The newest King of Comedy, Rupert Pupkin.
Both men are aspiring stand-ups who target a talk show host. Robert De Niro goes from playing Rupert to playing Murray Franklin in this film.
And finally, in a world where everyone thinks they can do my job, check out this guy.
Whereas Rupert's worst crime was kidnapping, however, Arthur takes his so-called comedy to another extreme.
Well, no one's laughing now.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Keeping it in the family. In a film full of open-ended mysteries, there's one question in particular that still has us lying awake at night. Are Arthur and Bruce Wayne half-brothers? Sure, the files Arthur stole from Arkham indicate that Thomas Wayne isn't his father, but those could have been doctored. While we'll likely never get any official confirmation, the truth may lie in one ingenious casting choice. Bruce is played by child actor Dante Pereira Olsen, who previously appeared as a younger version of Joaquin Phoenix's character in You Were Never Really Here.
I must do better, sir.
Since these two actors have already portrayed the same character, the filmmakers could be hinting that there is indeed some shared blood between the Joker and the boy who becomes Batman.
What kind of coward would do something that cold-blooded? with someone who hides behind a mask.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.